Senator Omidvar.
Thank you, Chair. My question is to any witness, but let's start with Mr. Robertson. Canada is increasingly becoming more and more a country of immigrants. And one way or the other, diaspora politics enters into our foreign policy considerations. And the push and pull of diaspora politics, as we all know, can be extremely tense, whether it's related to security, trade, or even international development. I'd like to know how the Foreign Service is currently equipped to best respond to these tensions, and whether there are some promising practices you can alert us to.
Starting with Mr. Roberts.
Well, thank you, Senator. I think it's diaspora politics throughout my career was always a fact of life, and it's something you had to be conscious of and indeed factor into every policy recommendation you made to ministers, because ministers are particularly sensitive to diaspora politics. That's what our country is about. So good foreign service officers have a kind of political nose and figure that part out, because we are, after all, has been said in the previous session, we are servants to our ministers and to the government. And so we need to be conscious of that. It's, again, one of those skills I think you just have to adapt and take into account. It's what we are. You're not going to change it. And it's just, again, you build it into your recommendations.
Thank you.
Comment on that?
Ms. Fortier on this, please.
Thank you. I think this has been given particular salience with the issue of the embassy event at the Russian embassy. And I think in this chamber of second thought, the question of diaspora should be put on the table, because diaspora organizations don't necessarily have the same views as the government of Canada, and their interests are not necessarily the same. For example, the UCC, the Ukrainian Council of Canadians, does not want us to have any diplomatic relations between Canada and Russia at the present time. This is a difference, and that is a difference that should be respected. So in the current commentary on the embassy issue, I think the hunt for scapegoats is really injurious. Whether it's a deputy minister or a 22-year-old exempt staffer, I mean, I think this is not the point. The point is, what role should diaspora politics play in the formulation of foreign policy? That's fine. But the other thing is that the person involved, Yasmin Heimbeck, is a solid professional who would have only gone to that embassy event under instructions. Thank you.
Thank you. There's a bit of time there if anyone else wants to comment. Mr. Mank.
Well, again, it's something that you learn as you go and develop your professional skills. I was called Canada's ambassador to the Muslim world when I arrived in Malaysia after being in Indonesia and Pakistan. I was also made an honorary Sikh in Pakistan, in the Punjab. I'm not of those backgrounds at all. I think if we're working on an Indo-Pacific strategy, in particular now, we should be tapping into those very valuable diaspora communities that can advise us on that.